I feel like saying if you know me on Twitter is gonna start to be like a thing on this channel. If you know me on Twitter, you probably know that I draw a lot of Supergirl. And because of that, I started to become a fan of the character. At first, I had seen Superman, which I loved, but then got announced Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow. And I had already read the book previously, so I was extremely excited. However, I did not know how much Supergirl stuff we would be getting. This is about to become what I think will be the biggest year in the character's history by far. So we're getting Supergirl Survive, Supergirl, previously Woman of Tomorrow, the current Supergirl book, and My Adventures with Superman, all in 1 year. So I wanted to, with a little drawing in the background, talk about all this new stuff, what I like about it, what I don't like about it, and yeah, I'm just kind of gonna yap the whole time. Sorry. So moving from stuff I have the least to say about, and then going to the stuff that I have the most to say about, with Supergirl Survive, I'm interested. Is Supergirl surviving Krypton's explosion the most mind-boggling idea ever and it's going to change everybody's lives? No, probably not. But I'm excited to get Supergirl content nonetheless. If it has her name on it, I'm going to read it, I'm going to watch it, I'm going to consume it. So, yeah, I will be tuned in. My Adventures with Superman has always been cool. It's not the greatest thing in the world. It's not bad either. It's a fun watch. Supergirl's arc is one of the highlights for me. I was excited to see more of her. I wish we got more of her in the season that she appeared in, but to see that we will be getting more of her and in a new suit, which I don't know. I'm not loving it especially compared to Superman, who has a much better upgrade from his season 2 finale outfit. I wish we had something a little cleaner, a little bit simpler. It's not bad by any means, and I don't mean to disrespect any of the character designers working on it. They do great work pretty consistently. It's just that I feel like there's a bit too much going on with her look, whereas I feel like it would be easier on the animators and on the character designers if they simplified the look more to match what Clark got, and also just kind of get rid of the two-tone blues. I don't know why they keep doing that. He's very similar in characterization to somebody like Starfire from Teen Titans 2003. She isn't stupid by any means, but she does lack certain skills when it comes to living on Earth because she is new to it, which isn't really a bad thing, but I wish we strayed away from that trope and instead focused on who she is as a character more. If we had gotten maybe one more episode to focus on her, either before we realized what she had been doing on other planets or after the fact, to sort of slow down and think about those feelings for a bit, then I feel like I would have enjoyed that version of the character a lot more. Hopefully this season gives her enough time to shine that we get to love her a lot more than we did last season. Okay. Supergirl, previously Woman of Tomorrow. I have a lot of good and bad things to say. Starting off, I do not like Krem's redesign. It takes away a lot of the simplicity of the character in favor of giving him something more. He looks like a Guardians of the Galaxy character. Exactly, like he could be on Nowhere right now. I don't like that. Krem aesthetically to me shows a power imbalance in a way that is much more interesting in the book. In the book, he wears a quiver and some khaki pants and some boots. And he doesn't look like much of a fighter. He doesn't really look like he could harm anybody. But because he can and he does a lot of harm in the book, it means that the character's expectations get subverted. And you could think, oh, Supergirl's going to handle this. This is no problem. But because of that underestimation, you see a lot of times in the book that he gets one over on all of the characters. In chapter 4 of the book, Supergirl underestimates Krem of the Yellow Hills, approaching him at high speed when he uses a mortal globe to teleport her to a planet with a kryptonite sun. This is kind of lost because of the design and also because we're expecting Lobo to be a significant character in some aspect in the movie. He doesn't really provide anything to the story, especially because any role he could fill could be filled by Krem's crew, who's in the book and supposedly in the movie. Unfortunately, under the umbrella of bad character use, I do have to talk about Kara specifically. In the book, she only drinks because it's her 21st birthday. It's a one-time occasion, and it's not something that she's done repeatedly. So it's weird that James Gunn saw that, and that became the basis for her entire character's behavior. Characters who suffer a significant trauma are always going to be easy ones to tug at the heartstrings, and James Gunn has used this plenty of times. Star-Lord, Bloodsport, pretty much any of the Guardians of the Galaxy, all of them have suffered something that causes them to behave that way, and we see them be quote-unquote redeemed over the course of whatever story they're going through. However, Supergirl doesn't need redemption. She doesn't need to be deemed more honorable over the course of the movie. She should be honorable. She should be somebody aspirational, and that's kind of the point of the story. Supergirl uses Krypto being injured as a reason to go on the adventure, but Krypto was already fine from the beginning, as she reveals in the end of the book. She only brought herself on this journey with Ruth to tell her about the concept of sparing people. It's important to Supergirl that she stops Ruth from making a decision she can't go back on. Now, the concept of this happening to somebody like Supergirl isn't inherently a bad idea. I'm excited to see the movie. There's a quote Millie Alcock dropped recently that I kind of want to read to show what I'm excited for in the movie. Through helping save this young girl and deal with her trauma from losing her entire family, there's a kinship there. She realizes that being Supergirl has nothing to do with her and has to do with everybody else around her. She needs to put her own feelings aside to help others, and through that she can save herself. So that's what the suit is for her. Speaking of the suit, I almost love it. I almost love it. The thing that bothers me about the DC suits, I want to make a video on this, so I'll keep it brief. The thing that bothers me about these DC suits is that they are almost giving you your character, like almost the perfect outfit that you've wanted since forever. You always wanted to see your character look like this, especially after Zack Snyder's DCU. And then they add something that's just like, man, I wish you just keep it. The Supergirl suit is a massive upgrade from the Superman suit, however. I think they got more time to work on it and fit it around her better rather than Superman, since he was the first one and she kind of follows after him. But the lines on the suit really do still bother me. Not because they're there. With the Superman suit, there's like some shots where you can see it, but it's not that big of a deal. It's like kind of blending into the suit. But her lines, like the panels on it, are so noticeable. Like, they're like these extremely dark lines. And there are some pictures that we've seen of the suit where it kind of blends in as well. But I think with the marketing, especially with that blue background, kill the blue background. But it's like very noticeable in that lighting. I don't want to sound like I'm hating. I'm also excited that she's going to be in Man of Tomorrow, even though I have a separate issue with that, but we're just going to keep it there for right now. I'm just skeptical and wary of a lot of the things that they're doing with this movie, because after the last Supergirl movie, I really do not need a situation where 2 Supergirl movies fail, and from then on out, the character is under lock and key and will never get seen again. I don't want Supergirl to be Green Lantern or The Flash, where they get no media and they're only side characters, because if you make something with them, you have the chance of just losing money. That's not what I want this character to be. This year should be banger after banger after banger for this character, no matter what. And yet, out of all of these, the one that is banger after banger is Supergirl's current all-in Supergirl run. This book has been great from the get-go. I was already interested. kind of fell off because I was busy doing certain things, but I'm catching up, and it's great. After reading Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, I went to go read more Supergirl books. I read some of the Silver Age stuff, some of the more current stuff, but then when Supergirl All In came in and said that it would be bringing back some of those Silver Age roots and talking more about the Linda Lee era of the character or the Linda Danvers era of the character in like the early 2000s, I was excited because this could be a way for me to learn more of those things without necessarily having to read hundreds of books. I know it sounds a little lazy, and I don't want to be one of those LARPers, but sometimes you just want to read a book and you want to learn something new, and you just kind of want to keep it pushing. But there were a lot of things that I found out that I was a lot more interested in with the character. I became a lot more interested in that orphanage era of the character where she was placed there because Superman just kind of didn't really want to deal with her, is really what it was. And her parents and Midvale became a lot more interesting to me, especially as Leslie Lar came in from the bottled city of Kandor and became a main focus of the book. She is one of my favorite characters in the book, by far. I don't want to spoil anything. I'm not going to spoil anything. You should read the book for yourself. Buy it. Please buy it. We need more sales. I need more Supergirl books. Please go buy it. It's really good. I can't really say much about it without spoiling it, but you will have a good time reading it. If you don't have a good time reading it, I don't know, you can do something. However, if you do like it, then maybe pay me back by subscribing, liking, clicking one of those buttons. I don't know.